You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, B&B fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got your Bold and the Beautiful full episode info for Thursday, August 24th. We are going to have a big scene between Finn and Sheila that is definitely going to affect Steffy's life. All right, but first, let's just talk about Wednesday real quick. Did anybody else want to reach through their TV and, I don't know, shove Liam off a balcony on Wednesday? Steffy has forgiven him for cheating, lying, misleading, and general chicanery so many times before. And the same goes for Hope. She's forgiven Liam time and time again. As of now, Liam only thinks that Hope kissed Thomas, and imagine how his head would explode if he knew that she spent time in his bed, making the two-backed beast with the man that Liam hates most in the world. So how is he not caving on forgiving a couple of kisses since he doesn't know about the sex? Remember when he thought Thomas kissed her back when Thomas was kissing the mannequin and Liam went and slept with Steffy? That's so much worse, and she let it slide. Even when Steffy turned up pregnant, she went to the paternity test appointment and still let it slide. So Liam is acting like a huge hypocrite. So also on Wednesday of interest, we saw Thomas being seemingly a total stand-up guy and a class act and letting Hope walk out the door, even though she was the one that started up everything with him. As for Liam, right now, as we saw clearly on Wednesday, he's still willing to roll the dice that he could have a shot with Steffy. But by the end of this week, Steffy and Finn are declaring their love for one another, reaffirming all that. But then things get really complicated for her because of something Finn does on Thursday. I don't think it's something he plans, but it's going to happen anyway. We're going to dig into all of that and unpack these spoilers for you guys. But if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our B&B updates, spoilers, news, and more. All right. So digging into the spoilers for the episode airing Thursday, August 24th, even though there are no specific Liam and Hope spoilers on the date coming out, we know that it's happening. They're going to pick back up with the conversation from Wednesday where she asks him to give their marriage a try for the sake of their daughter. Remember, she asked him, and then he kind of backed all the way up to the fireplace because he's thinking, he's weighing his options. He is constantly weighing his options with both of these women. He just told Steffy that I'm glad that Hope is back to being her old self, but I still want you instead, even though Steffy's just shaking her head and rejecting him through body language, through words, a lot of things. But we're also still waiting on those Hope and Liam scenes from the promo with that moment of them foreheads pressed together. I really had high hopes that we were going to see it earlier in the week, but to be real, I was giving Bold too much credit. I was not fully taking into account the snail's pace that Bold and the Beautiful moves, although I've been watching long enough that I should have. And of course, there's the fact that they repeat things over and over ad nauseum. Thomas and Hope said the same 3 things today about 5 times in a row. You know, she's like, I'm tired of hurting people. And he's like, oh, and they said the conversation once and then they said it 5 more times before she left. So on Thursday's episode, I expect Hope to go to work on Liam kind of in the same way that she's been pressured to get back with him. She's going to remind him that a kiss is not that much of a big deal compared to his past sins with Steffy. And with Liam in the dark, that there was nothing more than the kiss. I mean, he has to agree, right? He has to agree, even though he's like, yeah, but it was Thomas, anybody but Thomas. She can say the same thing. It was Steffy, anybody but Steffy, my stepsister, the woman you always run back. I mean, so I expect Hope and Liam to keep lying to each other about what the other was doing with Steffy and Thomas, what they were doing, what they were saying. He'll hide all his declarations of love, and she'll hide her dirty bedroom secret that she was riding Thomas's tank engine. And The only question is whether Ridge and Brooke will keep their mouths shut or if they'll talk about it in the CEO office at Forrester Creations, where the door is never shut and there's always people lurking on the other side of it. As long as Ridge and Brooke can zip it, this could stay hidden. So that means on Thursday and maybe going into Friday, depending on how much they repeat the conversation, we may see Liam painted into a corner where basically he has to agree to give his marriage to Hope another try. Why? Because if he doesn't agree to it, then he'll have to admit to Hope that he's been doing exactly what she accused him of doing, which is trying to run back to Steffy Forrester. I mean, she hasn't done anything near what he has done in the past. So there's no logical argument he can present, especially if she says, look, I told Thomas, that was it. No more kissing because he doesn't know anything else. Liam's got no excuses not to try again to make this marriage work for Beth. So we've also got an Eric and Ridge Forrester spoiler. The official Thursday spoiler for B&B About Them says that Eric and Ridge have a misunderstanding. I think Ridge is going to diss his designing dad. Again, he was very dismissive and smug the other day, and I expect more of that. Unnecessary rudeness and disrespect for a man who has given him everything when his own biological father has not been around. They are writing the Spencer and Forrester men as really douchey lately, in my humble opinion. And we have a huge Finn spoiler that we are saving for last. But first, if you enjoyed this Bold and the Beautiful episode peek, please click like. Definitely click subscribe if you haven't, and drop your comments below on what you think of these spoilers and what you're hoping to see happen on today's episode. All right, this spoiler for Finn. It says that Finn is face to face with Sheila for the first time since she saved Kelly Spencer's life. But remember, Finn promised Steffy he would never see his biological mother again. For that reason, I don't expect that Finn goes looking for her. I assume she shows up somewhere that he is. Maybe not to the Malibu house. Maybe she shows up to work. But I feel like it's going to be Sheila that instigates this whole thing, looking for another hug or some kudos about thanks for saving Kelly. My question is, how is Finn going to react? Is he going to panic and just run the other way so that he is in compliance with Steffy's ultimatum? Or is he going to pause and explain to Sheila, hey, I can't be around you because it's ruining my marriage? I, for one, am hoping that Finn's going to chat up Sheila long enough to drop a dime on Liam's squirrely behavior trying to steal Steffy from him lately. So that's all we've got. And a quick shout out to our international listeners. Y'all have been dropping things in the comments, so I just wanted to say hey to the Netherlands, Canada, and Norway. Thanks for listening. Hey, you guys, drop your comments below and come back soon for more on Bold and the Beautiful. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.